The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he returns this to the 22.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First carry now for Justice Hill. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
The ball carrier.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Tackle made back at the
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against an interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Jalen Ferguson showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4.
It's 2nd down and
so first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming. He'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on, because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
2nd and 7.
They'll run with Hill. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Justice Hill, the ball carrier.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson steps away to his left. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 46-yard line.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A run for Hill, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Second and 11 at the 41. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. But he's a bigger, stronger guy. Maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. To throw on 3rd down. Jackson dancing to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Justice Hill, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball, too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Ravens on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Jackson from the shotgun, and he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
This is taken at the 18. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Tackled at the 29-yard line.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And out of bounds right around the 20. Jackson to Boykin, 1st down, Baltimore.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up the defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a 1st down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a 10th carry for Hill. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1 yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
To throw is Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. Now Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I know you got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. They had it 1st and goal. 3 attempts. Couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you... Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot, and that time he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get to the open field very often. Remember, he's not Lamar Jackson, not Michael Vick back in the day. Always has to protect Round.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 49-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ingram. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here at half two, no?
I would agree with that.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
It's good to make it 17-7.
Makes the score Ravens 17, Steelers 7. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
It's about that time.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Chase Claypool, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Taking it about the 16. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
Ball carrier. He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 13.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. He'll return it from the 6. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Second and 6. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Jalen Ferguson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3rd down.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Ebron's got it. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
First down.
They were backed up to start the drive, but how about that aggressiveness? Firing it downfield right away. Nice job there getting out towards what would have been their normal starting position.
On first down, Freeman. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
2nd and 11 now. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
They certainly have the right read on that one. The weak spot in a cover 2 defense, right down the middle because it really stresses the safeties. And they're going to be a little bit frustrated they weren't able to connect on that one.
That's taken on the 25. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll go with Hill here on first down. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Ball carrier.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
He's brought down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Jackson now to throw on third down. And that will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
The ball carrier.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Freeman again. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Freeman, the ball carrier.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
To Devontae Freeman. It's a gain of 6. First down, Pittsburgh.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
7.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Being chased out left. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Going again on the ground here with Hill. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
The busy night continues for Hill. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And he powers his way up past the 30.
Hill, the ball carrier.
Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Demario Davis there on the stop. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. They went with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Ravens on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. Jackson now. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence? And they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Again, they run with Hill. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game. So hold on here. Not done in the fourth. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Ebron caught left side. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
to throw now on first down. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Let's blow it up.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Jalen Ferguson in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
It's second down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 38, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On the counter, it's Edwards. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They run with Hill. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he's on here to punt it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Patrick Queen, and that will write a finish to this ball game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitter's getting to see him.